Welcome to another exciting episode of the $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
And it's the Hump Day Happy Hour Salute. And we enjoyed some rice whiskey today.
It did taste like rice.
I don't know if we enjoyed it or not either. We never seem to. I want to give a shout out to the good friend of the channel, Primetime Treasure Hunter. He's got a cha-chingathon afterwards. So you can go over and buy stuff. You can go over and sell stuff.
Nice.
I know what I'm doing all night long. We got a few people over here.
We sure do. And starting in the first place is Dandy Dan Connor. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, he did the eyes like Tom Brady did.
I thought that was like an old like sports car logo they put in the fenders back in the 50s.
No, remember Tom Brady did those eyes. He was looking at Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. And everybody was wondering why. And it turns out they're having a golf tournament.
Well, I was going to say, why were they golfing? But okay.
They were.
All
there
right.
You go.
All right.
We went from 11 down to 7. So from everybody.
I'm going to pick things back up. The Dandy Laurie's in the house. Dandy Michael, Dandy Dave, Dandy See the Lights, Dandy Michael Sanborn, and the Dandy Michelle Trout is in the house. We were just talking about Trout on one of the other videos, but it was Mike Trout.
That is very true. And happy 420, everybody, if you care about that kind of deal. I'm going to tell you, my 420 didn't start out too good.
Yeah. Is that why I only had like 3 employees today?
Very well, maybe, yes. So I woke up this morning and I said, I'm going to have myself some breakfast.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. Dandy Don is in the house.
Oh,
Hey-o!
Nice, thank you. So I cut my banana up, got myself some cereal, poured the cereal over my banana, went to the fridge and realized I had no milk. And I said, this 420 stinks. So I ended up having dried cereal with bananas. But
the 420 starts at midnight?
I believe it does.
Well, at midnight, I was unloading about 250 boxes from Pennsylvania, but we'll talk about that later.
A couple more people have shown up.
Dandy Linda Wyatt's in the house, Dandy Psycho Flipper, and I think Dandy Dan has been in the house. Yes, he has been. And here we go.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. We'll start it off like we usually do, wondering how everybody's.
Oh, all right. Hope everything's okay. Well, you're back. Too. Yeah.
There you go. You made it. That's the important thing. Couldn't miss this. How are sales for everybody out there? How are sales for Mr. Magazine?
I'm going to say they're steadily okay. eBay's dipping down a little bit, but we're doing all right. Amazon's still pretty strong, so I can't complain. Could be worse. I just look at it that way. Could be worse. Sales are working. Money's coming in. I'm happy.
How's everybody else's sales out there? And the reason I ask is I actually had a pretty strong week. I did not have a good day today, but I think everybody's baked off their brains and isn't bothering to use their phones to buy my crap. I
got to interrupt you because the greatness is in the house. Jiminy Flip It. How's it going, buddy? The Dandy Jiminy Flip It's in the house today.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that's more important than whatever you're saying, but go ahead.
Obviously. I'm not going to argue. I cannot argue with you on that one whatsoever. Well, just like I said, I want to know everybody else's sales are. Now, I had a pretty good week, but then as we've said in the past, there are a couple of people that we look at how their sales are because they sell similar things. And the one gentleman usually sells 35 to 40 items. He sold 29 items last week, and only one item was more than $10. So that was, would the right word be putrid?
Okay, I love that word, and we don't hear it enough. I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm going to single-handedly bring that word back.
I do use that word in my house when we're around certain rooms in the house that could smell putrid, and it makes sense. But, my family, they don't know what I'm talking about, but they know it's not a good word to use.
Well, you should show them this gentleman's sales, and I'll go, oh, my God, that's putrid. And then the other person usually sells 2 to 3 items a day. They sold 8 for the entire week.
Wow.
So they were doing about 1 item a day when usually they're doing 2 to 3. So kind of wonder how everybody else is doing out there because a lot of people seem to have had a slowdown. Now, remember, last week was taxes. They were actually due Monday.
Please keep reminding me. Jeez.
Above average with running sales.
Right.
Psycho Flipper, that's good. Sales are increasing slowly. Michael, good. Everything is trending upward. My dad loves your videos. So I'd love to hear that.
Our videos are increasing slowly.
We're trending upward. Good most week, but today is bad so far. Yeah, so that seems to be exactly what I saw as well. Very, very bad. Putrid. Phenomenal.
Absolutely. I'm going to bring it back. I'm bringing it back tomorrow.
Yeah, so it seems like everybody's kind of, today wasn't good for people, but sales were improving during this week. So that's good to hear. Because the other thing, too, is for a lot of places, it is spring break as well.
It is true.
So you've got people, and I was just, I know we're trying to be a reselling show, but I was hearing the other morning when I was driving to Mr. Magazine's at about 1 o'clock in the morning, I heard the news, and they were saying that airlines flight prices are up like 30%. And
I don't doubt that.
Where they are now is where they expected them to be in the height of the summer season. So they're expecting that in the height of the summer season, they're going to be up another probably 10% from where they are.
Right.
A lot of people went on spring break, spent a little extra money, a little more money than they thought that they would be spending.
Sometimes money well spent, because my wife and other son are in Myrtle Beach right now, and I'm not.
There you are. There you are.
Why am I overly happy right now?
I'm not touching that one.
Let's see. Joshua's in the house, and Sensible Treasures as well, and I think Psycho Flipper as well. All right, we're good to move on.
Another, although I did do one really good sale last week that you're aware of now. It'll be showing up in a future bolo, kind of a neat little item. Oh, wanted to give a big shout out to friend of the channel, Auction Professor Don. Thank you for having us on. It was a lot of fun. Anytime you need us, just reach out to us. We're more than willing to be on the show.
Very cool.
I ended up staying on afterwards, gabbing with him till 11:30.
Yeah,
because
I'm sure you did.
I've got a big mouth, and he talks, and I ramble, and we ended up talking till 11:30.
Let me guess, you were the last two in the round table.
Indeed, we were. And if you didn't have to use the restroom, we probably still would be talking.
Jeez.
And then I ended up moving one item on Etsy, 3 items on $million.peddlers, 1 on Vivs-Views.
You're doing all right. Well,
yeah, it was a good week all around.
Well, since we don't hold back numbers, do you know how much money I spent this week, starting with the IRS?
Oh, starting with the IRS? Are you talking how much you paid them?
Well, what I'm
not what you owe them, what you paid them.
Well, we'll go what I'm owing them. So what I'm owing them.
Okay.
Pittsburgh deal Reading, Pennsylvania deal number 1, Pittsburgh deal number 2.
$150,000.
In total, it would be $300,000.
Oh.
So that's what I spent this week alone. I owed the IRS 6 figures. And then we had 2 Pennsylvania deals that my driver Gil took on at the same time. That was a 3-day trip. We had a big adult magazine deal that cost me 50 G's. And I'm buying out in eBay inventory of a friend of ours from Pennsylvania, and that's another $150,000.
And I thought I was a big spender because I supersized my meal.
So anyone that has money to loan at 10% interest, I'm willing to take on.
Oh wow. Crazy. Yeah, I did not do that. I wish you guys would have stayed live. I love shows you guys.
It was fun. It was up and down. It was up and then it was down. Then it was up. Then it was down. It was up.
No, I did knock off 3 hours worth of sleep. I'll have you know. So, well, probably 2 hours because by the time I got laid down and everything, yeah. I think I just had no sleep between these deals. I've been up at midnight for 3 hours at a time, unloading hundreds of boxes and climbing up ladders. So between that and that shot, I think I'm a little giddy. And the Popeye's chicken
and people being away on vacation, that can't hurt.
Hey. How about? Well, I was going to ask if you did any buys, but you already answered that. Any other buys?
Those were just the big buys.
Wow.
There's little ones, some card deals here and there and stuff, but those are the ones that I was keying in on right now.
Nice. Yeah. Wonder if anybody else has picked anything up. I know that it was obviously Easter last weekend, and
I got to stop every time we're among greatness. We're pausing the show. Prime time's in the house.
Oh, hello, Prime.
How's it going?
Well, I guess I'll move a little bit here for Prime Time. I have some fairly big news, and I want to thank Prime Time because he definitely helped me out as well. I got approved to sell on Whatnot.
Wow!
And
nice. That was fast.
In record-breaking time, I applied on Saturday. They asked for a picture of inventory and all that. I sent a picture of inventory, and I literally just sent a picture of the stuff.
Now, Papergoy did or $1 Million Peddlers?
Papergoy did.
Okay. So selfish.
took a picture of my 3 Seasons room and just sent that as my inventory.
Okay.
Reached out to Primetime and was talking with him a little bit, and he put in a referral for me.
Nice.
And Monday they said they approved me, and
Wow.
so next Monday is my onboarding. So that should be really exciting. Definitely going to be talking with them a little bit about what kind of equipment I need. I believe I just need to upgrade my phone because my phone's about 3 years old, and I think I probably want an iPad and all that. But I definitely will keep everybody apprised of my whatnot. I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm a little bit scared.
You need an iPad? Is that what you just said? Because I have a couple.
Oh, all right.
I really don't even use it. I have a mini or a large one.
Oh, very good. It's something to read on, so I'm not trying to read on the phone when I'm doing things. So just the way things are set up. So I'll let you all know when I end up going live. Like I said, I'm onboarding on Monday, so that should be a lot of fun. Got a whole list of questions. I got 15 minutes, but like I told Random Neighborhood Kid, I can talk fast. So
you ain't kidding. Well, you obviously don't know me too well, but thank you for the kind words.
But yeah, I definitely did want to let everybody know that. Well, thank you. I could not have done it without you, or maybe I could have, but I certainly could not have done it in 3 days. That's for certain.
Well, it's funny. I just bought a collection of rare signed sports cards from a guy yesterday. He said he's been trying to get on for 6 months. So that's when you said, like, you're on already. Like, when did you start? That's crazy, but good for you.
Whoa, found the most amazing thing. The lady in an estate sale so much ephemera. I won't go nearly as many estate sales. Now, Michelle, that's the wrong attitude. You'll be going to as many estate sales and you'll be going to that place. You got to use the Mr. Magazine way of thinking.
That reminds me of what I wanted to discuss.
Go ahead.
That estate sale in New Jersey, but we can
Go
talk
ahead.
about
What are you talking about now? Go ahead.
So a friend or a customer of mine, good customer, buys items from me on the website. Said there's a estate sale in New Jersey that he's about 4 hours away from. He's thinking of going, and they have a large amount of adult items, magazines, and movies. I go, wow, interesting. I said, you're going to go? He goes, not sure, but I said, well, let me at least call them. Maybe it's worth me going. I don't know. So I looked at it. It looked like a lot of stuff to me. I called the lady and I said, is it something you do online? No, you got to come there. I go, can you give me an idea how much this stuff's going to go for? Nope, you got to come there. I go, well, I'm got to be 6 hours away, right? Roughly.
Yeah, well, let me preface this by saying in New Jersey, I don't know how much anybody out there knows about New York, but it's where it is in New Jersey is 30 minutes away from Mount Kisco, which has a lot of money. So it's definitely going to be a bit of and you could tell by taking a look at the pictures. Mm-hmm. It was an upper class area, no doubt at all about it.
A lot of artwork and sculptures and stuff like that, and all high quality stuff. But she wouldn't give me any information. And I said, well, I'm really interested. I would buy it all. You know, how many pieces you have? She goes, well, I'm not going to stand here and count the pieces. And it's like, you know, you have someone that wants to buy adult stuff in an estate sale, which you don't see very often.
You rarely do.
I've never seen it. And, you know, kids could be coming to this thing. So I thought she'd be eager to get rid of it. You know, I said, well, I don't know what else I can do. I'd like to come out there, but I don't want to come out there for nothing, you know. And how about the second day? She goes, oh, it's all going to sell on the first day. I said, well, what did you price the stuff at? She goes, oh, all different prices. Everything's different prices. So you don't know how many pieces, but you price out everything individually, yet you don't know the prices.
Yeah. And
then she knew, well, she made the prices up, she's saying. But then she says, why don't I come at the end of the conversation? She goes, why don't you come a day early and you can help me price this stuff out? So it sounds like she's full of something.
Well, but then the question is, okay, you come a day early, you price it out to what? You're going to drive 6 hours, do her a favor for what? You know, not
right.
It's a 6 hour drive for you.
Right. And I've given her options. I was like, okay, that's great. If the stuff sells day one, I lose out. How about if it doesn't sell day one, I'll buy the rest at half price at day two once I know what it's priced at. I mean, I don't know. And she just wouldn't work with me. And I said, all right, you know, if things change, just give me a call. And that was it. So crazy.
I've actually got a buy on Saturday. Okay. A gentleman that I've known for a while. He's got about 400 records. Now I saw the records in passing.
33s?
Yep, 33s. Saw them in passing. They look to be, yes, Cat Stevens. That's stuff from the early to mid 70s is what they all look to be.
Sure.
Which I know those things sell. They don't fly off the shelf. But that's another reason why I'm excited about Whatnot is they've got a record area. So I might be able to sell the things on there.
Yes, she was.
But also the gentleman has comics, and he's a couple of years older than me. And he said, oh, they're all the comics I had when I was a kid. Now I have to warn you, there's no DC because my mother threw all those away. I only have Marvel Comics.
Well, it's not a bad thing.
And he said, well, I had them when I was a kid, so the condition may not be top notch.
Yeah.
I don't have any idea what is in there. I'm meeting with them Saturday. I'm bringing a pocket full of money, and hopefully we'll be able to pick some stuff up. Also, the flea market, first flea market is Sunday, and the bottle show. So if you're around Rochester, definitely do check out the bottle show if you're into paper, because believe it or not, there are a lot of paper dealers there. With any luck, I'll be able to do 2 haul videos. With any luck, they're incredible haul videos this weekend. The way things go, it'll probably have 4 feet of snow on Sunday, and there'll be me and 3 other dealers over at the flea market. Actually, no, we're all idiots. There'll be a lot more than that over there.
True.
Live in New Jersey, all the estate sale companies around here. Let me know if I can assist.
What town was it again? It was near the one.
It was 30 miles from Mount Kisco.
Was it Ring something?
I think it did start with the Ring. Yep.
And it's end of the month, the last 3 days. So April 28th, 9th, and 30th, I think.
Yep. So if you go on estatesales.net, search within 30 miles of Mount Kisco, and you will definitely see it. Definitely do appreciate it, Michael. And you can always reach out to us, milliondollarpeddlers@gmail.com. Very good. Hiring a lister is a very smart move for me. Oh, very good. I wish I did that. Would really help things a lot. Last week I had mentioned that one of our subscribers was in the hospital. He got out of the hospital and said, thank you for remembering me. So
cool.
Very good on that over there, and hopefully hit the thumbs up. And if you haven't hit the thumbs up, definitely do. We definitely appreciate that. Did you notice any glitches this last week? For glitch of the week?
Was I supposed to? Did I forget? I don't think so.
No. The only glitch that I had, and it happened twice during the week, and I've noticed it tends to happen when you're listing a lot of things rapid fire. When you are listing item after item after item without a lot of pause in between them, all of a sudden on one of those items, you get you need to update your payment method. That happened twice during the week. And again, as I mentioned before, close down the tab, open another tab up, go to drafts, resume, list. The problem will go away.
I do have one.
Go ahead.
Stamps.com glitch of the week.
Okay.
Before I forget, I've been meaning to tell you, for 3 days now, there's 3 addresses I can't print labels for. They have 2 addresses each. They must have moved, and it defaults back to their first address each time for these 3 people.
And you can't change it.
Can't change it every time. Yep.
Maybe what I would do in that case would be add like a junior or something to their name. Change their name somehow.
There you go. See that? I'm glad I brought this up.
Workaround of the week presented to you by.
That's simple enough. All right. I will do that tomorrow.
Oh, and we're going to, well, you can talk about this one over here. You had a gentleman who was, go ahead.
Not that I hate lots. I tend to sell them cheap and cost a lot to ship, and they don't sell very often. So I love the single issue mags to sell.
Right. And the problem with the lots is 98% of them cannot go media mail. They just cannot go. Occasionally you'll run into a magazine that can go media mail, like the older Mad magazines can. Right. A few others that don't have advertisements in it. But generally speaking, that's the one reason why I don't do comic lots either, is because you can't ship them out media mail unless they're like Classics Illustrated or something like that.
Some people do it and get away with it, but
a lot of people do that.
I'd be the one that gets caught, and it's $80. Especially now with the new prices, it's oversized and it's $80 and it'd be $160.
Oh, Carl the lazy reseller, glitching on Monday, trying to type in a UPC, and it kept kicking him off.
That's weird.
Every digit or two. That's a bit of an annoying glitch.
Yeah.
I've not had that one come up, but it's good to know that not good to know that happens. But sorted by store by highest price last night. A few items I had tried to put $18.
That is weird.
$18.99, that kind of thing.
That would seem like an Amazon issue that I've had, something like that.
Pricing issue. Wow. Yeah. Wow. I knock on wood, I've not had any of these glitches over here, but it's good to know they're out there.
It's glitch week.
Seller Hub's keep reminding me to review best offers, but I can't find any best offers. Well, I guess I am lucky this week that I have not had those glitches. Oh my goodness gracious. It's glitch fest this week.
Yeah.
Wow. I wrote down over here about the one customer who was less than happy with your shipping costs.
Yes.
knife.
Yes, they did change their mind, but they were not happy whatsoever. And it was a pocket knife, and it was what, $5 something for shipping,
$5 shipping,
which we clearly advertised, whatever, say $5.75. I think we put in a handling fee of $1 or whatever, which is normal. No one complains. He buys it. I think he even might have paid for it too, and he was complaining about it. Like after the fact, he was going to give me a negative. And he's telling me it's $7. I go, that's probably with the tax. He just was difficult. And then I think after a while, he realized that he was going to give me a negative. Then he said, no, I'm not. I'm going to give you a positive. But you just deal with people that, they're just too difficult to work with. So they don't want to know nothing, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it. Appreciate that.
You're listening to it automatically turns off the custom SKU field by default. Given that. Okay, now that makes sense because a couple of people on Primetime's Facebook page were talking about the custom SKU not being there, so it gets turned off by default. So you'll have to turn it back on. Good to know, and I will avoid the new listing tool for as long as possible. But at some point, they'll move me into it like they do with everything over there. Wow. Time for another favorite part of the week. The insulting offer of the week. I've got 4 this week, 3 of mine, and then 1 that absolutely tops anything ever. So I had somebody offered me an item I've had up since 2012.
Okay.
So it does include shipping on it.
Oldie but a goodie.
They offered me $5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking $36.
Wow,
that is a cut.
That's a good deal. Yeah, it's a good deal for someone.
Even though I was charging shipping on it, I just could not bite the bullet on that one. I cannot bite the bullet on $5 on 36.
No. Right.
I had a map that I priced at $98, free shipping. Person offered me $20 on it, and I always love when they put their explanation for their offers.
It's an oversized map, rolled over the 20-inch. It's folded, smaller.
Folded. It's a folded map. Yep.
That's all right. Good.
From early 1900s India. So it's not an easy map to find by any means whatsoever. He said, my offer is due to the condition. So guess what my reply is?
What?
I said, my asking $98 on it is due to condition. If it were in better shape, I would be asking a lot more.
Sure.
Then the one that I just got today, I had a magazine up that I was asking $24 on. They free shipping. They offered me $10 on it. Their explanation is, it's no big deal. It's a magazine still being published. I only want it for such and such an article. I commented back to him, it may very well be a magazine still being published. This copy is from 1998. This is OOP, original out of print, or out of print.
Yeah, right.
No, you're not going to. I said, good luck finding this at your price point.
Right.
I was hoping the gentleman sold on eBay, and he had some Action Comics up, and I'd be hopefully get an Action Comic #1 up.
Yeah.
And I offer him $10 and go, well, this is no big deal. This comic book is still being published.
Right. Yeah. Plus, it was 10 cents when it came out. And Forces in the house and trying to sell on Amazon, and the categories are good. Yep. Well, Amazon probably doesn't want you undercutting me.
But I want to read, and this is the all-time record, and you can find this article if you want to. This is the all-time. We will never, in the history of our show, top this insulting offer.
This is a recent offer.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Guy buys NFT
for
$2.9 million.
Okay.
Asks for $48 million. Is offered $3,600.
Wow, that is pretty odd. Well, I guess he bought it right in the middle of reality. I don't know.
That is the world's most insulting offer. I'm asking $48 million.
Is it really, though? I mean, it's an NFT. I don't know. I mean, in 20 years, it could be worth $3, and we don't know.
But if you're asking $48 million and somebody goes, hey, would you take $3,600?
That's crazy. I don't know. What is this world coming to?
Well, thank you, Primetime.
Yeah, I think they're second best, but okay. That's
have you noticed in your sales, how have your international sales been? And everybody else out there, how have your international sales been?
So when did I contact you regarding my 0 or 1 sale? Last week or the week before? Because usually every Monday I'm bringing a box of internationals over to Papergoy to the shop for Monday morning. You know, hey, just print the labels. I'm just lazy and I want to print out the international. I do everything else but that. So usually it's a good between 5 and 10.
Yeah.
So was it last week or the week before? I think there was 1 or was it 1 or 0?
0.
You had 1. So you made 1 sale overseas. I made 0. I said something's wrong. I never have 0. And then I was thinking, I'm like, yeah, I've never printed a label one platform, nothing, no international. So, but then it picked back up this week. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Oh, see,
yeah,
I have sold nothing internationally from April 10th through today.
I think we got 5 right now for you. So by the time Monday comes around, probably close to 10.
Okay.
You know? So I mean, we're back. I don't know what happened a couple weeks ago, and then let's international internet was down or something. I don't know.
I just wonder if anybody else out there was selling anything internationally that they usually do. Again, I usually sell, 5 to 10 a week anyway.
Yeah.
I literally have sold 0 in 10 days. I've got 10 straight days of nothing going internationally.
That's crazy. Something's up with that.
Whether and I mean, we also do sell on the other eBay sites as well. So we're across other sites. So people, people in Germany see them, people in Canada see it, people in France see it on their own site as well. I've sold nothing through that, but I've sold nothing on the US site internationally either. So wondering if other people are having that or not.
That's crazy.
Again, if you're usually selling 5 to 10 of them, that's a bit of a hit to your sales as far as that goes. First tweet from what's his name? NFTs are no, thank you. Yeah, right, exactly. Well, I don't know if you could pick up a $48 million item for $3,600.
That's pretty good.
That's a bit of a.
Where is he selling that? Where you can make that offer? eBay?
No, it was some NFT site. I really don't know. I laughed out loud when I saw that one. I definitely had to print that out because I said that is the most insulting offer you're ever going to see. And you had some fun this last week.
Lots of fun. Where do we begin?
Well, when somebody went to the USPS location at 100th Street in Lakewood, Washington. So why don't you give the backstory? And I've got the printout here.
So I get an email from eBay customers saying they bought an item. I think it was a cap gun or something. It was a little bigger size, maybe I'm going to guess 18, 20 inches. Well, the post office contacts them that they have to pick it up, and there's postage due of $89. And they didn't contact me. They paid $25 for shipping plus another $89, and then they were complaining to me that I owe them $89. Which, okay, if I do, I need to know why I do. So I was thinking, what's the item? So now I'm thinking about it. It wasn't that big, but it could have been 20 inches, 21, 22 packed, maybe. Okay, so it should be $4, right? Why is it $89? It wasn't girthy. It wasn't oversized. And, I said, contact the post office. I'm going to pay you the money. I just need to know why. So this doesn't happen again. And they had some measurement that was out of whack, right? Wasn't the.
Yeah, I've got the measurements right over here. Right. So one interesting thing is Mr. Magazine paid for the shipping originally of $20 or whatever it was.
Right.
They said $89 postage due, which added up to $109.
Mm-hmm.
I took the measurements that I'm going to give you in a moment, and I put them into stamps.com, and I believe stamps.com came back with $89 total.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow or other, from stamps.com to the post office, there's a 25, like your original postage.
Or they just charge you what it is. It is
like your original postage didn't count. The size, it was 34 ounces. So it's
about 2 pounds.
Just over 2 pounds,
so,
2 to 3 pounds.
There's nothing wrong with that.
To Washington.
Right. I'm sure packed it probably was. Right.
To Washington, and we're in New York. 29 by 13 by 11 were the sizes.
So it's oversized on one side.
Yep.
It should be $4.
Right. And I ran those through the cubic thing and all that stuff, and it's not the cubic oversized.
But it was going to California.
Going to Washington, yeah.
Okay.
$89 fee for 29 by 13 by 11 at 3 pounds. So definitely be very, very careful out there.
But what's the reason for that? The whole the total? Because it's not that big.
No, 29 by 13 by 11 was not, you multiply that
29 long, so say it was 20 something plus the box. So 29, which isn't 30. the 11 wide, which makes sense because
13
it
by
was
11,
on
so it's a foot
packaging.
by a
Yeah,
foot.
yeah.
But was it really a foot deep?
No, it was not. Unless they put it in a box a foot deep, which I don't know why they would, because now you're using extra stuffing and bubble wrap.
Unless that was the only box they could find.
But even again, that's not oversized. So it doesn't make any sense. But you can get cremated on that. Paying $90 a whack for medium-sized, average-sized items, that's crazy.
Look at Don the Enforcer. He's going to use all those NFT money there to buy that $48 million item.
Yeah.
Look at that. Prices make no sense. Lots of trading, buying, selling opportunities. Oh, definitely. I'm not going to touch the NFTs myself on that stuff over there. But yeah, I definitely wanted to give you guys a warning about the shipping and what ended up happening to us. Drum sets before now.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, it's going to kill all that stuff. Definitely.
Golf clubs, posters, pennants, you name it.
Well, you've figured out something that you're going to be doing with the oversized stuff.
We started already because we have 500 Legos, and well, we'll get into another Lego issue after, but we have at least 500-600 Legos in stock, and a lot of those are oversized. So I'm not going to lose $50-$100 in every one we ship. So we're moving, we're going to be shipping through UPS. So that'll definitely help.
A couple of things, and we'll get into your Lego thing. I know last week was our numbers episode where we gave actual numbers. I forgot, in the full transparency, I need to tell everybody how much I did on Etsy. Now, that was included in my total last week, but $661.09 on Etsy. Postage was $185.35. Fees were $142.54. So I made about $340 on Etsy last year.
Nice.
Yeah, and I'm hoping this year to increase it to $500. Yeah.
We all have dreams.
You don't seem overly impressed by that. I heard
for a week. That's good. You said for a week, right?
No.
Oh.
Papergoy hears that you lost an employee last week.
I did lose an employee.
Papergoy wants to know why.
Well, he was from a temp agency. He's working for me for a couple months. So I think if he lasted another month, we could have put him on our payroll, which he said he wanted to do. He was quiet, kept to himself. He seemed to be good. He was good at what he done, efficient,
Papergoy is hanging on the edge of the
seat. So last
happened.
Sunday he worked. He said, "See you tomorrow." And that last Monday, he never showed up. Never called, and he was always on time, never had an issue. So I contacted the temp agency, what's going on? He's not answering. And then he responded back that he just doesn't want to work here anymore. And I said, well, could you tell me what the reason is?
Mr. Magazine wants to know why.
He wants to know why, because if it's something we did, the business, whatever, I'd like to know moving forward. It doesn't happen with the next employee, especially if I get another one from the temp agency. So he never responded. A couple of days go by, and I said, I'm still waiting to hear. I'm just curious about the reason, So he did respond back, and he said, the place was not very organized, which certain areas are organized, certain areas aren't. But, we're pretty efficient considering we got, 650,000 items on and another 500,000 around the outside. They got to be listed, but it is what it is. But he also said he's sick of employees talking in the third person. So I don't know if he really meant that or if he misspoke. Maybe he said
Papergoy is flummoxed.
Well, Mr. Magazine couldn't believe that. It made no sense to Mr. Magazine because I would have said, "Hey, employee, Mr. Magazine wants to know what the issue is," but I didn't say Mr. Magazine wants to know what the issue is because he didn't give me that opportunity. I think he misspoke. Maybe some employees talk about each other. This has been going, it's been going on in my warehouse for a decade at least. That's how it is in the workplace. People talk about each other. If you got a crappy employee, they're going to gang up and talk about him. That's just how it is. But he didn't like it for whatever reason and didn't want to discuss it with me, and he's moving on. So we are looking for one good, puller, if anyone's interested, that doesn't mind me talking. It doesn't mind Mr. Magazine talking in the third person.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Hey, wonder if anybody out there has had any luck contacting eBay recently via phone call. One of our subscribers reached out to me and said that they were unable to call eBay with anything. Have you had your manager been able to call?
Oh, when we called last time, no issues, and they've actually been pretty good. I mean, it's like night and day calling eBay and calling Amazon, to be honest with you. I got to give eBay props because they're usually nice. They help us out. They explain things. They know what they're talking about, so where Amazon, it's one of those S shows, I'm going to tell you. But, eBay's been fine for us so far.
Thank you, Barry. We definitely do appreciate that. Again, we're try to be open and honest.
Yeah.
Jimmy's not happy. Jimmy's quitting.
Mr. Magazine would like to hire Jimmy if Jimmy's quitting.
But I want to give a quick shout out to a subscriber, Pop Culture Playground on eBay. He sent some National Enquirer type magazines, but I actually have to curse them out as well. They were all Princess Di and O.J. Simpson things. I spent all Monday reading instead of doing any work. But I found some things out about Tanya Harding I never knew.
I realized those movies on TV were fake.
Oh.
Full of lies.
Supposedly, O.J. Simpson, there were gangs after him when he was in jail. 2 different gangs wanted to attack him. He was the best thing about it.
The Raiders.
Well, you know what the best thing about it was that one week he's innocent according to the front cover because there's brand new evidence, and the next week he's guilty because of this evidence, and the next week he's innocent. And when you got a whole bunch of them in a row, it makes for some real interesting reading.
Confused.
Not much listing.
Customers. Yeah.
Not much listing. Sounds like a sissy. You can find. Papergoy thinks he can. I have a question for you.
Okay.
You package and you send out with your orders a card that advertises the channel, advertises your website, et cetera, et cetera.
If anyone's interested in the card, all you gotta do is buy something from me online. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure if they email us with your address, we'll even send you one.
I was serious. Or if you want to. Go ahead.
Do you have any rules about when you do or do not use the cards? Other than not Amazon, obviously not Amazon.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I think we send them out to the Mr. Magazine one goes out to all the eBay ones, and the adult stickers for the website go out to the Amazon adult buyers. Only certain ones though. But I think for eBay, I think we send them out to all of them.
All of them.
You know, eBay records, but not Amazon records. Stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think we hold back on anything.
How much does a card cost you roughly? Roughly
5 cents. You know, they're like 4x6, bigger than 3x5, 4x6, I think. Yeah.
So I think I got mine a little cheaper because mine are a little bit smaller. I think I got 3.5 cents each, something like that.
Yeah, mine's $2 million. I don't know if it really is.
And mine comes out like the credit card statement. It curls like this when you put it in there. But here's how cheap I am. I don't put it in any international because I know that the eBay standard can repackage things, so they're probably not going to put that in. Right. I don't put it in media mail because I believe if you have advertisement in media mail, that can void the media mail.
Yeah.
So I don't put them in there. And
someone's a worry word.
I've sold things to things like libraries. I've said the library's not going to care about my card.
I hope we don't put them. I got to ask my manager. I hope we don't put them into prisons because we do get prisons buying stuff.
Yeah. But I'm just laughing. I said I probably don't send out 10 a week, which saves me 25 cents a week. Yeah. And here I am worried about down to a quarter a week about this guy. He's like, at the end of the year, I have $10 more in my account because I don't have to buy these there. So I just was wondering if I'm
I think you are
too crazy about the Papergoy is a little crazy about the numbers.
Well, and if we're shipping out 200, let's say 100 a week, Mr. Magazine ones never had an issue in 2 years. I don't think he has anything to worry about, but that's just me.
Hey, Popeyes.
How's it going?
Glad to have you aboard. I'm going to drop you an email because I want to find out a little bit more about that reseller sleep camp. I did see your video when you first got there, and I was jealous because, it didn't snow here, but did you hear what happened in Syracuse? Binghamton, Syracuse?
Well, I know
they got like
Pittsburgh.
A foot of snow. Yeah, they got a foot of snow, and Popeyes is drinking pina coladas.
Well, Gil sent me a picture from Pittsburgh, and then the traffic, he was stuck in traffic for 2.5 hours. There's like 6 inches of snow.
Does your thing have a coupon code?
It does not. Well, we offer 15% off on the website, but that's on the adult one. The website, the Mr. Magazine does not, but it's a good idea. Once we sell out or use all the cards, we probably should do that with the next ones. I'd like to do the Q code too. I like your idea there.
Yeah, mine has the QR code that leads to the channel, and then just talks about papergoy.com, and then also mentions on it that if you're interested in selling your collection, definitely do reach out. Kind of using it for that.
Well, I'm thinking of putting on the new cards like Mr. Magazine wants to buy your collections. Right.
There you go. I know one person that won't sell his collection to you. Another thing that I noticed out there, and I don't know if anybody else saw this or not, but we had that Etsy strike last week, which was phenomenally successful in cutting down my Etsy sales. So kudos to everybody. But I guess it took the guy that put it together by surprise how well it went over. So he's actually talking about forming an Etsy union. He's going to try to get a bunch of sellers together in some sort of a union. That's kind of the movement. Some Starbucks are unionizing. A couple of them in Buffalo, I believe, unionized. One of the Amazon warehouses in Brooklyn unionized. Now Etsy sellers are going to be. So I was thinking to myself, look for the union label before you buy that, ornament made with Q-tip and yarn. So you definitely want to look for that. But hey, good luck to him. Whatever. As long as it makes him happy, it makes other people happy. That's all that matters. So we're gonna head on into 40 minutes today.
Perfect.
Did it perfect.
Yeah.
Today's main topic, and I thought this was really, really timely. I know a lot of pretty much all that any of the resellers have been talking about for the last week are Daily Refinement and his getting permanently banned or permanently suspended or whatever the word is from eBay. And it got us thinking about various ways you can protect your account and things that you need to protect on it. And that ties right into, it isn't just eBay, it's also Amazon. And Amazon, I think, is even more scary than eBay.
Yes.
And you got yourself a letter this last week.
Yes, I did.
You got an email and a letter.
Yeah, I got the email, 2-3 days ago, and the letter came in this morning. From a law firm, Lego's lawyer. What's the company? Whatever it is. But apparently they think, the letter says I'm either selling new Legos.
It's a very confusing letter. Yes.
Yeah, I'm either selling knockoffs, new Legos, any which way I can't sell. They don't want me selling any Legos new on Amazon. It's some type of infringement on Lego, which makes no sense to me because there's probably 1 million people selling new Legos that are secondhand stores on Amazon. So a little scary because it is a law firm. They seem to be legit. I talked to my lawyer. He says it's legit. But then we did a little digger deeping, and it seems like they're just trying to scare people from not selling Legos. But again, if you think about it, Lego already made the money off these Legos I'm selling because I bought them secondhand. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But Papergoy found a company out there that's a law firm that specializes in that. So we're going to contact them because I really don't want to end 500-600 Legos and put them on eBay if I really don't have to. Especially that long term, I'm going to get probably 25% more on Amazon for them. So the good news is, and not that it's a scam, but I think it's a scare tactic that they didn't contact Amazon, which most of these big companies contact Amazon. Amazon ends the item and just tells me, hey, this is a warning or whatever, a violation. Don't do it again. Where this company just went directly to me. So it makes me think that they don't have much of a leg to stand on with Amazon, or Amazon wouldn't want to deal with it. But worst case, if I have to end them all, I will. But I think this law firm that specializes in it knows what they're doing. I'm going to go with them and take care of it.
Yeah, so we'll definitely be following up on that. But that is always the fear, is that all of a sudden out of nowhere, your account does get restricted or you're banned or you're suspended for some number of days. And so I decided before the show today, because I've gotten warnings, but they didn't count against me on eBay. When eBay first changed their Black Americana, I had some low black samples up, and I got warnings on those.
How long ago?
6 months ago.
I think they go off in a year now. It used to be 6 months, but I think Amazon's 6 months, eBay's a year.
Right, but those didn't count against me. Right. They specifically said in there, hey, essentially, this is a brand new process.
Okay, good.
Don't relist these. Is essentially what they said. It's not going to count as a strike.
I think they did the same thing with the adult stuff around the same time, and because we had a couple that didn't end or something like that. But
So I decided, I went on, and there are 59 little black samples that are live, and 235 of them have sold. And that's one of those things that if you were unaware, you pick up one of those at a estate sale, you're just starting out, you look on there, there's 59 of them on there. 235 of them have sold.
Right.
You could go and you could walk into trouble without even thinking about it, because you make the mistake of listing something that a lot of other people have up as well. and you think, oh, this must be okay to list because they're there.
Don't ever think that. I always go with my gut. I go just in case, because I've done it before where, even Playboys, there's a million on there, and some you can and some you can't. So and eBay's going to say, well, when someone reports it or we find it, we take them off. We can't monitor all of these 10,000 items. So I always call first just to play it safe.
Right. And that's what Michelle was talking about that with the Legos, that there could be some questions with the patent on them and all that. Yeah. No idea at all. We're definitely gonna speak to the legal counsel on it, on somebody or other that specializes. I had found a couple of YouTube videos as well where lawyers, they were claiming to be lawyers, but they had lawyer sites and all that, were basically saying, this is a scare tactic. Yeah. You don't have to give them any information at all. Right. They're not your attorney, and you're not being sued. You don't have to give them anything. They're just trying to scare you.
Well, and especially with the name of Blackhead and Blackhead Esquire. I was a little nervous. And
well, thank God you used Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Exactly. Of course we did.
The yellow Lego head. Yes, exactly.
Of course.
But so, and that was one of the big things I put down. Definitely contact the sites. You always call eBay for clarification, because there are a lot of landmines out there.
Well, I would never call Amazon on this one. No. The Lego one, because one, they're not going to know what's going on. Two, now you're creating a red flag that's not there. So, but yeah, eBay, I agree 100%.
Well, now for those out there that have watched Daily Refinement's videos, one of the reasons why he claims that he had an issue was because he grew too fast. $1.8 million of sales, essentially from a lot lower than $1.8 million, and that raised a lot of flags, and it could be a question with the payment processors and that. And it kind of got me wondering, I'm going to be retiring in 99 weeks, 2 days. Obviously at that point, I'm going to have a lot more time to list. So then the question comes, do I reach out to eBay to let them know that, hey, you're going to see more of a volume of stuff on my site? I don't see why not. I don't see what the problem is with being proactive and just saying, historically I've listed 200 items a week. I'm going to be listing 400 items a week. Right. I just want you to know, but here's the reason why, because I've retired, as opposed to some flag coming up that, oh, your sales have grown by this amount. That's, it's above whatever the parameters are supposed to be. Well, why? Oh, we see why.
Here's a funny thing, and I don't know what your numbers are, but don't they have a certain amount?
You didn't watch our show last week?
Huh?
Oh, anyway, go ahead.
They have in your seller hub somewhere that
mine doesn't even have that.
Oh,
mine
really? Where it says like I can list $1 billion in listings. So like if I were to grow to $500 million, they shouldn't say anything about it because they've given me that window of opportunity.
Yeah, mine doesn't even have that, and I've searched around for it. And I can't even find it. I think I'm so old. My grandfather didn't even before that. You could improve chain of custody on very expensive sneakers. Yep. No, I do know he was saying that as well, but he was also saying about that he had grown too fast was his other statement that he had made out there. But then that brought up another question. Obviously, this isn't going to happen because the gentleman only has Marvel comics, et cetera, et cetera. But say that I went to this buy this week, or any of us go to a buy. This guy's got 400 comic books. Say they're all high-grade Golden Age. And for whatever reason, I'm not
Action Comics 1, Detective 27.
Yeah. And for whatever reason, I'm not going to get these graded. I'm an idiot. I'm just going to list them on eBay as they sit. Even maybe not even Action 1, but Action 7. That's still probably, several $1,000s. Oh, and if I've got 450 of those kind of books that are going for $2,000 to $5,000 a piece, all of a sudden my sales numbers are so out of flux.
I could see a red flag of something going on. But again, they shouldn't kick you off. They should say, hey, we're freezing your account for 24 hours. We're looking into this. Can you prove chain of custody? Whatever, receipts, whatever, at least.
Right, but what would I prove in that point? I bought it from this guy.
Yeah, well, you'd have to give him the contact information. I don't know. Get your lawyer involved. But again, they shouldn't be kicking anyone off. I'm sure there's something going on with them with that guy, but it is what it is.
Yeah, you would hope that they have guardrails and that they have ways that they slow you down, they check with you. I mean, they definitely have the guardrails on the new sellers. As Random Neighborhood Kid found out when he started trying to list, he can only list 5 items. And I don't know if you recall or not, but I was going to, on Vivs-Views, I was going to go up to a higher store level right away. And then I slowed down my growth. And thank goodness I did, because at that point I was only able to list 250 items. They've since raised it to 750. But I did read on Primetime's Facebook group, I believe that's where it was, that somebody or other had went and gotten the store with like 750 items, and their limit was 250. So they were paying all this money for the better store, not able to list more than 250 items. And, they were obviously upset about that, saying I spent all this extra money and I can't use it.
I mean, I guess with the moving forward with him getting banned, say you come up with a collection of comics, right? Come up with a Lego collection, or that's worth $100,000, $1 million, whatever it is. You have to contact eBay first and say, hey, I come across this collection I want to put up there. Is there going to be any issues? What do you need me to prove to you or something? I guess because no one wants to get banned, especially for life. If you're getting a 3-day suspension or 7 or even 30 days, one thing, anyone can recoup that, but permanently, that's tough.
Thank you, Don. I've written that down. I believe there's a church sale that weekend also. I wrote down a bunch of church sales also that I've seen as I've been driving around.
Well, maybe Don wants to know where the church sale is. You can exchange,
Yeah, I got to figure my notes. He knows how to reach me. No, I need everything. It's all for me. It's all for me. If I came in a high dollar collection, I would space out the listing just to be safe. Not ideal, but the conservative route for me. Yeah, that is a way to protect your account. And I had written down, you got to protect it internally and externally. Because of course you've got the situations, and I fell victim to this. I don't know if you remember this or not.
Probably not.
This would have been, 15
seconds ago,
years ago. Would have been 2004, where I ended up falling prey to a phishing scheme. Where,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in your store. I don't know if you remember this or not, and you got all mad at me because I'm on your computer.
Right.
Using your phone, trying to call eBay, trying to work my thing out. And you're like, oh, it's my computer. I go, I got logged out of my account. Somebody stole my account. And they ended all of my listings and listed stuff up there that I didn't have. Because that was way back when I don't even believe there was eBay messages at that point.
I kind of remember that, but I thought that happened to me as well with something. But I didn't get in trouble. It was just, we just ended like 10 weird automobile items or computer items or something like that. But yeah, I do remember now.
Yeah, and that was back before eBay messages, where everything you got was an email. Now, obviously, I check, and I know that a lot of times you'll send me emails on things, because you get those emails all the time saying, your account has been restricted. This has happened. That has happened.
Right.
And a lot of times you delete them, but every once in a while they come up with one that looks real enough that you forward it to me and say, is this real or not? And then I'll say, no, it's fake. No, it's fake. No, it's fake.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to watch out for that as well, because obviously you've got a lot of positive feedbacks. If they were able to get a hold of your account, they could sell lots and lots of things that way.
Yeah.
Certainly could sell a lot of things that way. So yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is obviously contact the sites. I don't know how good contacting Amazon is going to be in general.
Horrible. I can't remember a good conversation. Seriously. It's terrible. Really, they don't understand anything. You don't understand what you're saying. It's a shame, really.
Another scam, and this is not an eBay scam, but I guess we're going to go a little bit off topic, just slightly. A big scam that they have out there now is, and I'm going to screw this up a little bit because I'm not a scammer, but the way that I guess this works is you'll get a phone call from whatever company you want, Verizon, whatever company you want. Hi, we're from Verizon. We've noticed somebody, there's some activity on your account over here. We're going to send you a OTC, a one-time code. When you get that, can you give us the one-time code and then we'll take care of the problem for you? Well, what they've done is they set up an account for you using your email with your phone number or using your email. You get the one-time code, you give it to them. They now can get into the account. So they have all your information and then they change everything once they're in there. So they got everything set up for you.
Good to know.
So if somebody or other calls you saying, I just need that one-time code, that's why when you get the codes, they say, do not share this with anyone.
Right.
Because that's another scam that they have out there. So you got to be very, very careful for the external scams as well. Not that eBay, of course, or Amazon are scams, but you got to be careful from them as well on various things. You always have to be vigilant. I think that's the most important thing. And I think the hardest thing is you really don't get a lot of warning a lot of times from the sites.
Right. Yeah.
Just all of a sudden you get a ban and you had no idea there was a problem to start with.
Exactly.
Why don't you tell what, I don't know if it's still there or not, but your Amazon account, what did it look like? What was the first thing you saw when you logged into your Amazon account?
When I had
it
was a big yellow sign in the seller hub there or whatever. And your account's at risk of getting suspended, and I've had it before, and you get these violations for different categories, and then they can build up, and it's out of your control. So I mean, say I got 500 Hot Wheels that are Disney related. Well, that might be copyright infringement.
Well, here's the problem. Those 500 Hot Wheels are fine to list today.
Mm-hmm.
You list them, you sell them, then 8 months from now, it turns out that those Disney has raised the stink about them,
right,
and they're copyright infringement. Well, you've got 800 of them sitting inside of your account, even though they're not live, they're not active.
If I sold them all and they're zeroed out in my inventory, I still have them in my inventory, and that's 800 violations.
Yep.
And the same thing with adult titles. So now we learn to be proactive that when these things sell, I have keywords, I go in and I delete them right out of my inventory. So if it's Toy Story Hot Wheels, delete them out. Certain Barbies, certain adult titles, and I delete them completely out. And so now if they're going to hit these violations again, instead of me getting 500, I might get 20 or 30, and then after 60 days or 6 months, they go away. So, but at one point when I first noticed the violation, the big yellow black box there were, 3,500 violations total between all the categories. And most of them were the adult titles, which was like 3,000. So in the last few months, we got it down to 800, I think 1,000 total violations. And, I'm still has the yellow box there, but now I guess it gives me some breathing room. But then the good news is in 2 months, I should be down to almost zero. So I don't know what number gets me back to zero or close to zero it goes away. But I feel better that 2,000 adult ones just went away a couple weeks ago. So,
well, and I'm going to give a true life example of, I actually had my Amazon account at risk once. I had gone away on vacation and I wasn't really thinking too much about it, but
sounds like a rambling story.
It was a day longer vacation than usual.
2 days.
Exactly. So I was gone for 3 weekdays. I ship everything out before I leave. However, I was leaving on like a Wednesday at like 9 a.m. Don't you know, Wednesday was one of my highest selling days I've had in a long time. So I probably sold like 8 items.
Yeah.
Well, then my sales for the rest of the week cratered. I come back home, I have 8 items that are late shipment. But when you only are sold like 25 items during the period, I was at 32%,
wow,
something like that, late shipping. And all of a sudden it says your account is at risk.
Right.
So I'm going, oh my goodness. Oh my, what? Yeah. So I've learned at that point, be very proactive. Just put the store on vacation. Sure. It's not worth risking the entire store to get an extra day's worth of sales because you think you can squeeze an extra day out of it. Mm-hmm. Worst case, I've got the app on my phone. I can always open the store up before I'm coming back. So I can open it up on like Saturday if I'm coming back on Sunday, get a couple of sales so I come back into sales. So don't try to risk something or other like that because it's definitely not worth risking your entire account on something or other like that. eBay shows I can list 2 billion more items or 2 billion worth of items. Hope to have that listed after I get back to vacation.
Go for it.
Hey, we all need goals, Popeyes, and I hope you make it as well. And I hope you remember your pals, $1 million peddlers after you got your yacht over there.
He's going back to drinking. He didn't hear you.
Well, thank you for stopping by. So do comment a little bit there if you have any tips as well. But I think pretty much be proactive and don't risk anything. It's really not worth risking your entire account over something, whether it's an extra day's worth of sales, whether it's, I know I can get $100 out of these jarts. Let me just put the lawn darts on. They'll never get caught. Because those kind of things do start piling up and they do keep track of your history and they do know what you've done. And I'm pretty sure the lawn darts I sold in 2004, hopefully those are off of my account at this point.
Sure.
Now I just walk right by them because it's not even worth it. And I've got a couple of things I bought at Heritage that I'm afraid to list. just because you just
not worth
never
it.
know.
Yeah.
So I'm just asking
But
myself.
I guess
is it worth it?
contact them and see what they say. Because then I always ask them, like, if they say yes, it's okay to do this. Send me an email, saying it just in case, or give me a ticket number so then I have something to fall back on.
Yeah. All righty. So we're going to head on into the rambling story of the week. And this is actually a really good story. So there's a gentleman that I work with, one of my clients, and been working with him for probably 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
And he called me recently and wanted to talk about his case and all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended up being a 40-minute phone call, of which, have you noticed I can talk? I probably talked 30 seconds out of this phone call.
Wow.
The gentleman is my age, great guy, kind of going through a midlife crisis, talking about how he doesn't want to do the kind of work that his company does. He wants to change it. He realized he's getting older. He doesn't want to burden his kids with this type of business, et cetera, et cetera. So he's got to find something else that he wants to do. And he thinks he's found his new calling in life.
Okay.
Pot.
Okay.
I said, okay. So then he goes
selling it or using it?
Apparently growing it, getting into the growing, and he starts going into this whole thing about that. And I'm listening to him, and hey, that's great, whatever. Then he says, well, we have to get together on my case. I said, yeah. Now this was a week ago.
Yeah.
He says, how does your Wednesday look? Which is today.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, let me look. I took a look. I said, oh, I'm booked up. He goes, oh, dude, really? It's 4:20. I thought maybe we could meet down at the Pot Expo. Because there's a Pot Expo downtown. Yeah. As much as I may want to go to the Pot Expo, I don't believe the state wants me to meet with you at a Pot Expo. Yeah. And you probably aren't going to bring your records. I said, how about, and this is great. I said, how about, and I took a look at my schedule. I said, how about the 28th? Because I've got an open day that day. How about the 28th? You know what his answer was? Dude, I don't operate that way anymore. I don't even know what day that is.
Okay. Yeah.
I said, it's Thursday. How about I text you the day before and we get together on that day? I'll text you the day before. Because although dude may not operate that way, all of my other clients do. And funny thing about the state, they want me to operate that way too. I can't just willy-nilly show up somewhere.
Wow, that's a good one.
God bless him. He's happy now, and that's really what it counts. And I know where he is today, and shout out to him. All righty, everybody. Hit the like button if you haven't already. We're going to have a good show next week, as always. This was a fun show. Definitely be catching up, everybody. I'll be having the onboarding on Whatnot on Monday. And somehow I think I'm going to get talked to after the show because I never mentioned to Mr. Magazine anything about being on Whatnot. So I'm thinking he's less than happy.
Pull that out of my bag.
There you go.
All right.
So, hey, we always do everything on the air. That's what makes the show great.
Sure. Well,
so hit the like button.
Almost everything.
And we will see you next episode.
Take care. Bye-bye.